Hello everyone. Today's topic is sources and functions of water and vitamins. The objectives of the program is to enable students understand the sources and functions of water, the different types of vitamins present in foods and their functions. Water is the second most important substance after oxygen, as it forms the basis of all body fluids and mechanisms that occur in the body. Water has a universal role in healthy functioning of the body, be it as a thermal regulator, body lubricant, or an aid in physiological processes like digestion and respiration. Vitamins and minerals are essential nutrients human body needs in small amounts to work properly. They are considered as essential nutrients because, acting in concert, they perform hundreds of roles in the body. They help shore up bones, heal wounds, and bolster the immune system. They also help in converting food into energy and repair cellular damage. Human beings should get all the nutrients they need by eating a varied and balanced diet. Vitamins are essential nutrients our body needs in small amounts to work properly. Every day, the body produces various number of cells that help in developing the skin, muscle, and bone. It churns out rich RBC, red blood, that carries nutrients and oxygen to remote outposts. It sends nerve signals skipping along thousands of miles of brain and body pathways. It also formulates chemical messengers that shuttle from one organ to another, issuing the instruction that help to sustain life. But to do all this, the body requires some raw materials. These include at least 30 vitamins, minerals, and dietary components which body cannot manufacture on its own in sufficient amounts. Vitamins are considered essential organic nutrients because, acting in concert, they perform hundreds of roles and they help in conversion of food into energy and repair cellular damage. Although they are considered as micronutrients, vitamins and minerals differ in basic ways. Vitamins are organic and can be broken down by heat, air, and acid. People should get all the nutrients they need by eating a varied and balanced diet. Vitamins. These are the organic compounds that are essential in very small amounts for supporting normal physiologic function. They are essential in our diets because our bodies cannot synthesize them quickly enough to meet our daily needs. They have three important characteristics. They are natural components of the food and they perform normal physiological function. When absent in the diet, they lead to a specific deficiency. And vitamins classification that fat soluble and water soluble. This classification gives a brief outlay of all the vitamins necessary. It mentions that vitamins fat soluble comprises of vitamin A, D, E, and K, whereas water soluble vitamins include B complex group along with vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid. B complex group comprises of 12 essential vitamins ranging from thiamine to cyanocobalamin. Now let us take up fat soluble vitamins. These are essential organic substances needed in small amounts in the diet for normal function, growth, and maintenance of body tissues forming skin, bones, teeth, and eyes. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat soluble as they dissolve only in organic solvents. They are stored in the body for long periods of time and generally pose a greater risk of toxicity when consumed in excess. Eating a normal, well-balanced diet will not lead to toxicity in otherwise healthy individuals. Fatty foods and oils are reservoirs of 4 fat soluble vitamins. Within the body, fatty tissues and liver act as the main holding pens for these vitamins and release them as needed. These vitamins can be known as time-release micronutrients as it is possible to consume them every day and perhaps in doses every week or months apart rather than daily or still effectively meet the body's requirement. First in the fat soluble group is vitamin A. Vitamin A is an alcohol, so it is also called as retinol, mainly due to specific function in the retina of the eye. It has two active metabolic forms, retinal, that is aldehyde, retinoic acid, which is an acid. Functions. It produces the pigments in the retina of the eye and promotes good vision, especially in low light. In addition to helping the eyes adjust to light changes, vitamin A plays an important role in bone growth and development of soft tissues. It is also important for proper formation and maintenance of tooth enamel and healthy gums. One of the chief functions of vitamin A is to maintain the health of epithelial cells, that is, the skin, eyes and mucous membranes of the mouth, nose, throat and lungs, as they depend on vitamin A to remain moist. It also plays a role in reproduction, cell division, gene expression and regulation of immune system. Vitamin A is also an important antioxidant that may play a role in the prevention of certain cancers. Sources. Liver is particularly a rich source of vitamin A. It is found in dark green and yellow vegetables, yellow fruits such as spinach, broccoli, turnip greens, carrots, squash, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, apricots and other kind of yellow colored fruits. Animal sources such as liver, milk, butter, cheese and whole eggs are also good source of vitamin A. Vitamin D. It is also a fat soluble vitamin that can be stored in the body to a large extent. It is naturally present in a very few foods along with other nutrients and available as a dietary supplement. Functions. Vitamin D plays a critical role in the body's use of calcium and phosphorus. It works by increasing the amount of calcium absorbed from the small intestine, helping to form and maintain bones. It benefits the body by playing a role in immunity and controlling cell growth. Children especially need adequate amount of vitamin D to develop strong bones and healthy teeth. The primary food source of vitamin D are milk and other dairy products fortified with vitamin D. Vitamin D is also found in oily fish as well as in cod liver oil. In addition to the above mentioned foods, vitamin D is obtained through our skin, which produces vitamin D in response to sunlight. Vitamin E. It is the most widely available of all the vitamins in the common foods. It derives its activity from 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. Alpha tocopherol is the most active form of vitamin E. Functions of vitamin E are as follows. It plays a role as an antioxidant, that means it protects body tissue from damage caused by substances called free radicals, which can harm cells, tissues and organs. Cells use vitamin E to interact with each other and carry out many important functions. The body also needs vitamin E to help in keeping the immune system strong against viruses and bacteria. Vitamin E also is important in the formation of RBC and helps the body to use vitamin K. It also helps to widen blood vessels and keep blood from clotting inside them. The best source of vitamin E is by eating all foods. About 60% of vitamin E in the diet comes from vegetable oils such as wheat germ oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, nuts, almonds, peanuts, hazelnuts, seeds, sunflower seeds, green leaf vegetables like spinach and broccoli, fortified breakfast cereals, fruit juices, margarine and spreads, fortified meats that have been added to the food. Vitamin K. There are two types of vitamin K that occur naturally. Vitamin K1, that is phylloquinone, which is present in green plants. Vitamin K2, that is menaquinone, which is naturally produced by the bacteria in the intestines. About 80% of the dietary vitamin K is absorbed. Vitamin K is an anti-hemorrhagic vitamin. It plays an essential role in normal blood clotting by synthesizing prothrombin and other proteins involved in coagulation of blood. It promotes bone health, produces proteins for blood, bones and kidneys. It acts as a cofactor for several enzymes. Half of the vitamin K in man is of intestinal origin and the other half is phylloquinone. Rich sources of vitamin include green leaf vegetables like spinach, cabbage, lettuce, broccoli, peas and green beans. Certain vegetable oils including soybean oil, cottonseed oil, canola oil and olive oil. Animal foods in general contain limited amounts of vitamin K. Now we move on to water soluble vitamins. These are not stored in the body to any extent, and the ingested vitamins in excess are excreted through the kidney. Most of the water soluble vitamins are components of essential enzymes. They are majorly lost by leaching during cooking operation. These include B complex vitamins and vitamin C. First B complex vitamin is thiamine, which is also notified as B1. It is a sulfur containing vitamin and is readily soluble in water and insoluble in fat solvents. It is a white crystalline substance and heat labile. It is unstable at high temperature and in alkaline medium but stable in acid medium. Functions: it acts as a coenzyme in the carbohydrate metabolism, required for the synthesis of glycine, which is an amino acid. It has a specific action on nerve tissue, required for the maintenance of normal gastrointestinal tone and motility. It maintains normal appetite. Sources include rice polishings, dried yeast, wheat germ, and moderate sources include wheat, oats, legumes, oilseeds, nuts, and good sources include milled cereals, vegetables, fruits, meat and fish. Vitamin B1 is lost from cereals during milling. Next, vitamin B2, that is riboflavin. It belongs to a group of yellow fluorescent pigments called as flavins. It is inherently orange yellow in color, but on reduction changes into a colorless form. It is less soluble in water than thiamine, more stable to heat in acidic and neutral media, easily destroyed in alkaline medium and by light. Functions: it acts as a precursor of coenzymes FMN and FAD, flavin mononucleotide and flavin dinucleotide, in oxidation reduction reactions of electron transport chain and fatty acid synthesis. Essential for growth, essential for tissue oxidation related to carbohydrate, fat and protein metabolism. It maintains mucosal, epithelial and ocular tissues. Essential for normal vision. Sources include milk, liver, kidney, muscle, butter, chicken, fish, cheese, raw egg, white grains, green vegetables such as spinach, peanuts, fruits such as apple and orange, etc. Vitamin B3, that is niacin. B3 is present in the body in different forms like nicotinic acid and nicotinamide. It is present in the form of two important coenzyme forms, NAD and NADP. Both these coenzymes function in metabolic pathways. NAD carries hydrogen to their electrons during several metabolic reactions as in electron transport chain. NADP is a coenzyme that catalyzes the generation of nucleic acid. Sources include non-vegetarian foods such as liver, kidney, chicken, beef, seafoods, etc. Fruits like tomatoes and dates. Vegetables like broccoli, carrots and sweet potatoes. Nuts, legumes and whole grain. Tofu and peanut butter. Vitamin B5, that is pantothenic acid. It is a water-soluble vitamin that is synthesized by the intestinal microflora and more stable as a solution than in a dry form. It is very important in the synthesis of coenzyme A. Coenzyme A play a number of roles like it functions as an acyl carrier in compounds like acetyl-CoA. It also functions to generate energy from pyruvate. Coenzyme A also plays an important role in synthesis of biologically important molecules like fatty acids, acetylcholine and cholesterol. Pantothenic acid is also required for the transduction of cellular signals through acylation and acetylation. Sources: meat is an important source, followed by seafoods, beef and chicken. Whole grains contain high amount of this vitamin, but milling removes. Wheat, rice, peanut butter, broccoli, avocados are other important vegetable sources of this particular vitamin. Yeast and mushrooms also contain high amount of vitamin B5, but not consumed by all members of the population. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine. There are three chemical compounds found in foods that have B6 activity: pyridoxine, pyridoxal, pyridoxamine. Pyridoxine is the most stable form of this vitamin, and thus the vitamin is known by this name. It is most stable in acidic and alkaline solutions but highly unstable to light. It helps in balancing the levels of sodium and potassium, aids in production of new RBC, uplifts the health of cardiovascular system by decreasing the amount of homocysteine, an important trigger for CVD, that is cardiovascular disease. It helps in balancing hormonal changes in women, and it improves function of immune system, improves the health of skin and mucosal surfaces. The production of neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, epinephrine, we can say all these hormones are positive hormones. Sources: meat, especially liver, fish, vegetables like spinach, potatoes, cauliflower and capsicum, grain cereals with bran including soya beans also. Vitamin B7, that is biotin. It is also a sulfur containing water soluble vitamin, stable to heat and light but unstable to acid or alkali. It is also known as vitamin H or coenzyme R. Biotin plays a key role in the metabolism of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. It is involved in the generation of some important enzymes, to name acetyl-CoA carboxylase, propionyl-CoA carboxylase, beta-methyl-crotonyl-CoA carboxylase. Pyruvate-CoA carboxylase plays a key role in energy metabolism and metabolism of amino acids and cholesterol. Sources: cheese, liver, egg yolk, leafy vegetables, etc. Vitamin B9, that is folic acid. This vitamin is also known as vitamin M. Its name comes from a Latin word meaning foliage or leaf, as this nutrient was first isolated from spinach leaves. The most important effects of folic acid are associated with pregnancy. There are some roles this particular vitamin performs during pregnancy, such as it is a mandatory supplement during the first trimester of pregnancy. Adequate intake of folic acid can significantly reduce the chances of birth defects in infants, especially neural tube defects. Reduces the chance of congenital heart anomalies, cleft lip and urinary tract dysfunction in infants. Folic acid during pregnancy significantly reduces the chances of development of pregnancy-induced hypertension. It aids in oocyte maturation and implantation of embryo. It promotes the production of new sperms, a process called as spermatogenesis. Folic acid significantly reduces the levels of homocysteine, which is the most important marker of several important heart diseases. Reduces the risk of several types of cancers like colorectal cancer. It limits physiological disorders like depression. Reduces the risk of macular degeneration. Sources include green leaf vegetables, yeast, kidney, liver, fruit and fruit juices, beans and peas, dairy products, egg and cereal grains. Vitamin B12, that is cobalamin. This is the last and the most complex of all vitamins. It is also known as cyanocobalamin and hydroxycobalamin depending on the structure. It plays a very important role in the cellular metabolism of lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. It is critical in the production of red bone marrow. It helps in the production of nerve sheets and nerve proteins. It functions as a coenzyme in the metabolism of methionine. Elevation of methionine is a marker of heart diseases. Sources include meat and meat products, liver, egg and seafoods. This particular vitamin is absent in all plant foods. Vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid. It is the most unstable of all vitamins, although it is highly soluble compound with both acidic and reducing property. It helps in the formation of collagen. It helps in healing the wounds, bruises, fractures and bleeding gums. Reduces the risk of infections. It helps in metabolism of amino acid, tyrosine and folic acid. It also aids in the absorption of iron. Sources include amla, guava, citrus fruits, berries, capsicum and green leaf vegetables. Tomatoes, canned or frozen citrus fruits also comprise as good sources of this particular vitamin. Water. As already mentioned, water is the second essential need of human body than compared to oxygen. Water in combination of hydrogen and oxygen is more needed to perform all vital activities in the system. One can live without food for days but cannot live without water for few hours because nearly 70% of the total body weight is composed of water. It is a basis of all the fluids of the body. Water is an universal solvent and is able to dissolve all the products of digestion because nutrients and cellular wastes are soluble in water. It is a means by which nutrients are carried to the cells and wastes are removed from the lungs, kidneys, gut and skin. Water is a structural component and a cushion of all cells. Thereby, it prevents friction between moving parts of the body. Water regulates body temperature through evaporation of water from the skin and lungs. It acts as a body lubricant, the saliva making swallowing possible, the mucous secretion of the gastrointestinal tract makes the food pass through it, and the respirations and genitourinary tracts and so on. Water is the medium of all body fluids including digestive juices, the lymph, the blood, the urine and the perspiration. All the physicochemical changes that occur in the cells takes place in the regulated environment of the body fluids. Water is supplied to the body through the ingestion of food, water and as beverages and also as performed water in the foods, that is the water which we add to food while cooking. Thirdly, the water resulting from the oxidation of the foodstuffs. Bottom line, water is an essential component though it doesn't carry any nutrients, but without water, nutrients cannot be absorbed. Similarly, when a food has got high percentage of water, vitamins stay in full form and they are completely available to the body. When a food is dehydrated, along with the water loss, there is also loss of B vitamins.